as his wedding to Taylor begins. Brooke still doesn't know why Ridge left her for Taylor. All of Brooke's pleas to get an answer out of Ridge have failed. Brooke has been left in the dark, and no amount of support from her sisters Katie and Donna or from her father Stephen will heal Brooke's broken heart. Brooke is devastated, but she believes Thomas had something to do with all of this. We, the fans, know that's true, and so does Douglas, Steffi, Taylor, and soon Ridge and everyone gathered at the wedding will know too. Because on Monday at the wedding, a sordid truth is revealed in an unexpected way. Will Douglas play the recordings? Douglas has the audio files on his phone. Douglas was able to restore the deleted files, and it was Douglas who discovered what his father had done. How Thomas used the voice changer app to make it sound like Brooke called Child Protective Services. Douglas has the proof that Thomas did it. And after a huge argument upstairs between Steffi, Thomas, and Taylor, they're all downstairs now as the wedding begins. Steffi gave Douglas a nod and gave him the phone back. It almost seemed like Steffi was giving Douglas approval to play the files, so we'll see if that happens. But before that, we know Steffi will stop the wedding. Steffi was hoping Thomas would fess up or that Taylor would say something. But they won't, so at the last minute, Steffi will speak up. Steffi doesn't want her parents entering a marriage based on a lie. When Carter asks if anyone objects to Ridge and Taylor's union, Steffi makes a bold decision. Steffi will speak up and stop the ceremony. Steffi will spill the truth to a shocked audience as they take in what she's saying. Brooke didn't make the call to CPS. Thomas did. Ridge will be beside himself, thunderstruck, especially if Douglas plays back the recordings to support what Steffi's saying. Ridge will realize he left Brooke for something she didn't do, something that wasn't her fault, but the devious actions of his son, Thomas. Ridge will feel betrayed. And Ridge must also think that if he had just told Brooke about the CPS call as the reason why he left her, then all of this possibly could have been avoided to some degree. This Forrester wedding drama continues all week, so stay tuned. And on Tuesday, Sheila and Deacon bicker about Brooke and Taylor. Everything's been going smoothly for Sheila and Deacon, and the two have been getting closer. But look for some tension this week when Sheila and Deacon take sides in the Taylor vs. Brooke feud. Deacon will always care about Brooke, and he even recently proposed to her. Sheila has felt some pangs of jealousy because she wants Deacon all to herself. Brooke has made it clear, though, that there won't be any kind of reunion between her and Deacon. But Deacon cares about Brooke and what she's going through. Sheila's feelings about Brooke, on the other hand, are quite the opposite. So we'll see what Sheila and Deacon's conversation about Brooke will be about. And future spoilers say Sheila reacts when Deacon levies a serious threat. So we'll have to see what that's all about. It could be Deacon warning Sheila not to try anything against Brooke. Also, we could be looking at another big storyline with Sheila, one that has to do with her children. Future spoilers say Finn's detective work alarms Steffi. Rumor has it Finn might start to look into his biological family on Sheila's side. So maybe Finn starts doing research to find his siblings. Steffi might warn against it, but Finn could reason that with Sheila gone, what harm could it do? Will Finn start to look into some of Sheila's other children? If so, this is an exciting development, so we'll delve into this more soon in future videos. And on Tuesday, an act of betrayal causes irreparable harm to a once solid relationship. Ridge thought Thomas had changed. He'll come to the shocking realization, though, after Steffi reveals the truth, that Thomas hasn't changed at all. Thomas manipulated this entire situation and deceived his father. Thomas thinks the end justifies the means of reuniting his parents, but Ridge won't see it that way. Going to the lengths Thomas did, faking a call to Child Protective Services and blaming it on Brooke, setting her up, framing her, so that Ridge would leave Brooke for Taylor. Ridge will wonder who Thomas is, how he could do this. Ridge will rebuke Thomas, but it's only the beginning. Because on Wednesday, learning a sordid truth causes a fallout of colossal proportions. Ridge will find himself in an unimaginable quandary. Knowing the truth now, does he still want to marry Taylor? How will he explain all this to Brooke? But when it comes to Thomas, the consequences could be severe. Eric once disowned Ridge several years ago after Ridge had an affair with Quinn. That was temporary and Eric forgave Ridge. But could we see something like that happen again? Will Ridge disown Thomas? Thomas might even lose his status at Forrester Creations. Who knows? Thomas could lose his job. There's plenty of speculation, so we'll see what punishment faces Thomas. And how this will affect his friendship with Hope. not to mention his relationship with his sister, Steffi, because on Thursday, Steffi and Thomas argue about the chaos that erupted in their family. Despite wanting her parents back together, Steffi definitely didn't have her brothers back after the scheme he tried to pull off. Like Thomas, Steffi wants her parents back together, but not if it's based on lies and deception. Steffi realizes there's a chance Ridge and Taylor wouldn't be getting married at all if that CPS call didn't happen. Ridge was married to Brooke and would have stayed married to her if he didn't think Brooke made that call. But Steffi knows Thomas made the call, so Steffi realizes their parents' wedding is mainly because of that. Steffi wants her parents to want to be together, wants Ridge to choose Taylor on his own, not because he was manipulated. And for Thomas, he'll feel betrayed by his sister. Thomas thinks Steffi should be thanking him for orchestrating Brooke out of their lives and reuniting their parents. Thomas will have to face the consequences now for his actions, and it's looking like a heated sibling rivalry between Thomas and Steffi may be on the way. And over with Deacon, realizing he may have the upper hand, Deacon antagonizes Bill. Deacon no doubt will take the opportunity to...
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Vibing with Net Style, and this is part 2 of B&B. About in a beautiful recap. So again, let's get back off into it. Where I stopped off at is me telling y'all that the dummy dog was in the office. Hope sees it. She's really livid at first, but then when he gets to explaining and getting on her, good side, back a few days before, Paris and Hope walked in on him. He was hoping that she'd see his body and whatnot, and hoped and said, oh, she didn't messed up and told Paris that, oh yeah, he is fine, and Paris went back and told him, Missy Paris goes back to tell him and say, yeah, somebody else was looking at you too, and he was like, oh, who was it? You know what? You know who it was. Hope seen you, and you know what you was hoping for. You got what you wanted. Okay, now we back in the office, and she sees the doggone dummy. My thing is, why you didn't run? Why didn't you run, honey? You should have ran. I would have ran. I would have been like, yo, ma. And then, Brooke was already on her way down there. She still didn't. When she got there, she still didn't. Hun. Taylor was in the office, and she didn't say nothing to it because I think at this point, Ridge and her they was together or semi together. He hadn't even, gave Brooke the annulment papers or the divorce papers. And y'all, when I get to the annulment papers versus a divorce, this is what's gonna make you really livid. How he did it, and then he'd already had sex with Taylor. You already cheated on her that night. You been cheating on her in her face. So you know what? That's why I'll be like, okay, they give Ridge, make him feel like, oh, he's, end all be out. Stop it. Because ain't no woman out here gonna stand for her man to be sleeping with another woman or kissing on another woman. I don't care who you is. That should have been dealt with. You should have see who is writing this stuff. Because if I'm writing it, I'm gonna be writing it from a real woman point of view. Like, you can't come in my circle and mess up my stuff, and then I can't come in yours and mess up your home. So what is it? I mean, I know that's been the basis of soap operas since before I was born, but still, things change. We ain't doing that no more. Write that reel. See, I need to get me a soap. I need to write. You know what? I think I'm going to sit down and try to write me a soap opera and see what it's going to be called. But anyway, get it. Because it is no way. I'd have the drama, but I wouldn't have it like that. One thing that I do not want is to have a man cheat on his wife. Now, we need a all black cast soap opera. You know what? I think I might write that. Maybe put it on YouTube. Make them want it. That's how you do it. You make people want it. But anyhow, so yeah, so Taylor's in the office. Everybody's pretty much in the office, but they all scattered about. But at any rate, she didn't tell her mama, you know, that Thomas had the doll up in there, and they have, her and her mama have been having words about, Thomas and how they've been spending a lot of time together. And I said that's gonna become a problem. If we already know how Liam feels about them spending a lot of time together. Y'all remember I said that, that this is during the time that they haven't even did the Forrester fashion show for Hope for the Future. So they've been spending a lot of time together over at the house. Liam ain't liking it. So fast forward a few days before the party, guess what? Douglas comes in, Liam brought him up to and they in the office together. Because that's the day Liam went to go see him to see how he was doing. While Thomas wasn't there, and he was like, well, yeah, let's go up to the office to see how your mom and your dad are doing. So he goes up there, pops in, and he opens up the door to the office, and they in there together. He had to pull himself back. See, Thomas know that he's starting to have these feelings for Hope again, and she is too. Low key, she really is in love. Yeah, she in love with Liam, but I don't know. Maybe it's just a sexual attraction that he brings off himself. I don't know. Maybe she need to go on ahead and get with him and do what she need to do. I don't know. But my thing is, it's a problem. It's a problem. You know what I'm saying? That they gonna have to go through, because once she find out what he done with this voice app, it's gonna be a wrap. But y'all, let's get into it. Last week, so the Forrester fashion show happens. Liam did not. She told Liam didn't see them all canoodled up, so she goes to do the Forrester fashion show by herself. And Thomas putting in his head, you know how Liam is, you know how fragile the male ego is about his wife and this, that, and the third. Stop playing on this girl's sympathies. For one. For two, it's a problem. That you got a problem. You definitely got a problem. You is fixated on this girl. You are very much so fixated on this one woman she married, and she clearly didn't. The night of the fashion show, after they went back, Hope should have went home, or Liam should have been on his way over there to the mansion. I would have been on my way to the mansion if my wife didn't come home. If my husband didn't come home, I'd been on my way to the mansion. Like, yo, what you doing here? Oh, okay, I'm finna party too. What's up? You know, but she over there. And then he goes in for a kiss, and for some reason, I think Hope she likes this now, but she don't want that. She don't want the trouble that he gonna bring in her marriage, and knowing that she have a baby with Liam, cause Liam ain't gonna let that happen. Liam gonna get that daddy involved, and they gonna end up taking her baby. They gonna end up taking her and Liam baby. Liam gonna have his child to himself. So he gonna cause you to lose. He gonna cause Hope to lose. Thomas is gonna cause Hope to, if she don't stop messing with him like this, he's gonna end up making her lose it all, because that Spencer money is long. Long, long, long. Old and long. They got money just like her mama got money, but you think her mama gonna go through that? No, her mama gonna be all on Liam's side. I'm just saying. You just gonna lose your child. Cause you don't need to fool with this man. But I'm hoping once she find out what he done to her mama, I'm hoping that she gonna turn around and say, you know what, I can't deal with you. This is the last straw. You done messed up my mama relationship. You know, it's all because of you. I said we were gonna fast forward to how he then got in trouble, because I don't want this to go another 20 some minutes and then somebody else call me and I get cut off, because that's what happened. When you get a call, it cuts off. So I just went on ahead and posted part one, so y'all can be looking forward to part two behind part one. Um, but getting back off into it. Um, so last week we come to, he didn't already propose to. Oh, I said I was gonna tell y'all what he did with regarding. He did not only get a divorce, he got an annulment from Brooke. He did. She said the same thing. How are you gonna erase our whole uh 20, 30 something years being together, and to go and marry this woman that's only been here for a second? You've been in my world, in my life for umpteen years. So I can understand how she was feeling, because an annulment, now a divorce, yes, but an annulment, to make it seem like the relationship never happened. The memories that we have, this house, everything in it is about you. I have to see you at Forrester with this woman, and you want to annul me? She went on ahead and signed her name on the line, because that's what he wanted. And he still was holding back. And it was looking like if he was gonna tell her, as if he was gonna tell her, but he did. And he kept asking her, "You sure that it's something that And she was just like, "No, I ain't do nothing." So she was like, "No, I ain't do nothing. I didn't do anything. I don't know what you're talking about, Ridge." And one thing we know, that Ridge is big on loyalty. He don't like to be lied to, and respect. So she still didn't tell him, but she don't know nothing to tell him. Mind you, the puppet master, which is Thomas, he glowing. He feel like he got this under control. Might have the tables turn. And here's my thing. We all said how it would play out, how it would play out. You would never guess how this is gonna play out. I seen it today, and I'm gonna get to this part, and I'm gonna say this. After the annulment and after the fashion show, rushes to make her a dress, a force of creation about what's in his mind, what would look good on her. So, he did all that, then proposed to her, gave her an engagement ring down in the showroom. He said, meet me there. He proposed to Taylor on one knee. She turned around. He said, you don't remember this room? This is where it all first started. Bam, bam, bam. So they gets engaged. Then they runs back up to tell everybody that they're engaged. And then Donna and Eric walk in the room as Forrester in the office, in the main office where everybody be. Either one of the two offices, because they have a draft office too. So the main office is where the CEO is, and then they be in the draft, one of the draft offices. But they was in the main CEO office. So they telling everybody, and they just like much like they did when they came back from Aspen and said they was together. All these plans, and this has been being puppeteered by the son and daughter. But the most puppeteer is Thomas. Well, here we go. Thomas again. So they plan a whole wedding. It just, for me, I'm like, how can you get a whole wedding out of a whole week and then come back the next week and still and ain't still started up the wedding, but just started up the anyway. I digress. It was a few days. I think it's only been maybe 3 or 4 days. But see, we was off 2 days last week. We could have had this, but of course they prolonged it till Monday. Last week was Thanksgiving week, so we only got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And I'm like, okay, they gonna bring. I knew they was gonna bring it over, but I was like, why you couldn't just go ahead and give us Thursday and Friday episodes? Go ahead, show them, but show them at night on the app. They didn't do none of that, y'all. So, so the wedding is starting. They're, doing the whole little tidbit about the who's gonna say what and how it's gonna come out. Well, Thomas does what he normally does, and I'm gonna end it there. I'm gonna leave y'all on a cliffhanger, cause this is when it's finna get long, and I need to start another video. So, uh, like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that post notification bell so that when I upload, you know that I've done so. I'm coming back with part 3 and the final recap of, and I'm going to be giving you part of last week and then part of today, which is Monday. So, like, subscribe, comment, hit that post notification bell so that when I upload, you know that I've done so. Till next time, peace, my nesters and empty nesters.